able to participate successfully. Let's remind everybody you guys have hot mics, so we want to make sure everybody's microphones are put on mute. Also, just to point out, at the bottom of the Zoom, there are two icons, chat and raise hand. Let's go ahead and use chat to report any technical issues, and let's use the raise hand if you'd like to be recognized and enabled to speak. I think that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you. So I believe our chairs can start the meeting.
Youth Commission Chair, are you with me?
So let's start with attendance, shall we? Got to do that. And we have our secretary, is that what it's called? Treasurer? No.
Yeah, secretary.
Secretary, you're here, right, Kate?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, sick. Let's see.
Okay. Marcos.
Here.
Okay. McCoy.
Present.
Avania.
Here.
Paige.
Here.
Vardon. Okay. Savannah. Or yeah. Jessica. Okay. AJ.
Here.
Kavya. Emily. Arushi.
Here.
Izzy. Rohan.
Here.
And Sahil.
Here.
Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Sahil.
Sahil, so sorry about that.
Okay, so now we are going to approve the minutes. So would anyone like to motion to approve the minutes?
I motion to approve the minutes.
I second. Okay, so we're gonna get on with the new business. So do we have any members who were absent last meeting?
Ladies, I believe you need to do a roll call. Since you guys made a motion to approve the minutes, we want to take a
Oh, right.
count. Yes, no worries. You got this.
All of those who approve? Yeah. Right?
Do we raise our hands or just say aye?
Yeah, can we, like, click the raise hand thing?
If anyone's having trouble, that's under participants, then raise hand.
Okay, and then those who abstain. Okay, cool. So moving on to new business. So there was one member who wasn't here last meeting. So last meeting we did like introductions of like a fun fact about ourselves, and then we also did the elections for this year's youth commission. So my name's Paige. I am one of the co-chairs, and Avania is another co-chair. Then we have Kate, who is the secretary, and AJ and Rohan, who are the VPs. And we also talked about a social justice scholarship, and we made a commission for that. So we can get into that a little bit later. So that was pretty much what we did last minute. So are any like members who weren't here, would they like to introduce themselves and like a fun fact and their age?
I'm Sahil. I'm 13 years old. I go to Harker, and I enjoy watching football.
Cool. Okay, well, welcome. So, I guess our new business is a Halloween drive-through, which sounds very cool. Liz, is there anything that you would want to add to the Halloween drive-through?
Sure. Thank you, Paige. Yeah, I just thought since Halloween is kind of weird this year, and of course kids love Halloween, so we want to make sure that they have an opportunity to get dressed up and do something fun. And you guys are such a creative group that I thought you would come up with something, if you are so inclined, that could be fun. It could be a drive-through trick or treat. It could be a drive-through, like a parade, like where you're throwing out candy. You could hold a virtual costume contest. There's a whole bunch of things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post in the chat box a couple of links to websites that could be helpful for you, if that's all right. And you guys can take it from there. All right. Thanks.
Cool.
So I just posted the first one, which is the CDC. And then there's another one from a site called Indie with Kids that has some fun ideas as well. So you guys could take a look at those and see if they have anything interesting. I mean, some of the things were a socially distanced costume parade, a virtual costume contest, a scavenger hunt, Zoom pumpkin carving contest, a neighborhood trunk or treat. Do you guys know what trunk or treat is? It's when you open your trunk and you decorate your trunk, and it's parked in the driveway, and kids can come up to your trunk and take candy. It's kind of, a lot of preschools do this. So there's a lot of different things that you guys that can make fun, that you can make fun that is safe.
I actually kind of like the trunk or treat thing because it's like something that kind of engages the whole community, and like something that's like pretty easy for a lot of people. And then we can like put it on like next door, and so that like parents and like members of the community can like prepare their trunk, and then like maybe we can reach out to the elementary school and like in like the newsletter that they send, they can like say like, hey, Monte Sereno is holding a trunk or treat for like their local residents.
I think that's great.
Okay, cool. Does the youth commission have their own next door, or is it just like the citywide one, or like the city council next door? Like, do they have their own like page?
The city does. Mr. Leonardis, did you want to pipe in here? Steve?
Hello, Mayor.
Hi.
So the next, I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
I was
Mayor? Oh, I'm sorry, Paige.
Yes, Paige.
I was just wondering if the city council had a next door that we could use to advertise the trunk or treat event.
Yes, thank you for the question. We do have a next door that is administered by the city, so we would be glad to do that for you. We also have what's called a news feed on our website, and we would be glad to advertise it on there as well. And I was thinking the Youth Commission, because many of you are probably engaged in social media, you would be great at publicizing this on your own, perhaps through all your friends and through the school. As the mayor indicated earlier, Halloween's different this year. And normally in downtown Los Gatos, they close the streets and they have all the trick-or-treating in the Almond Grove neighborhood, and a lot of the kiddies go there, and so it's a very good time. I'm sure all of you have done that in the past. But we wanted to do something as an alternative to that, and we think that you guys would be great facilitators of that, and we can make something really fun for our community and publicize it to the greater community as well. Maybe we can get a very good participation. I could coordinate with Los Gatos and see how many people can participate in things like a scavenger hunt or any of the other ideas that were mentioned. But we're happy to advertise on Nextdoor.
Okay, cool. So like, I think we could just like create a flyer and then like post that on the Nextdoor and then like notify Dave's Avenue. And yeah, I think it would be like pretty like simple for like the community to put on.
Wait, so in terms of logistics, like, how big is this? Like, is it just at the school or is it like a neighborhood? I'm not sure.
Well, I think we could like do it as like a neighborhood thing. So like, if you want to participate in the trunk or treat, like post on Nextdoor that like you would like to participate, kind of thing, you know?
Okay, one thing I did want to add really quick, because I live on Becky Lane, which I don't know if you guys know where that is, but it's pretty isolated and far off. So is there a way we could like collect all the responses together and just have like a list or like a hot map or something where people could see who's participating in this?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea to create. Yeah. We can like have people like submit like if they're going to do it and then like create the map like as we like get more submissions. Good idea. Oh yeah. So Liz put in the I don't know if you saw in the chat, but she says on Nextdoor there is a treat map. Perhaps we can we can definitely use that. That like makes things very easy. Yeah. Does anyone else have any additional comments about this like cool activity?
If I may ask a quick question. So in terms of timing, do you want to talk about an idea of how, when you want to have all of this sent out to the community so that they can be prepared?
I think or like anyone like who would like to volunteer could like create just like a really quick flyer with just like what a trunk or treat is, like the time. I think a lot because it's for younger kids and younger kids usually go to bed around 8, so it could be like around like 6, and then like posting some fun ideas and then just like a tagline about like engaging the community, and then like we can just send it out. But would anyone like is anyone interested in creating a flyer? Because I can always create it. It's like I think it'll be like super like quick, so and then I can email it to you and Mrs. Gonzalez, and then they get it posted.
That would be fantastic. We would look forward to receiving that. And, if obviously Halloween is a Saturday, the 31st, so I would recommend trying to have the flyer done by the end of this week so we could publicize it for a couple weeks. And again, we'll try to get it over to Dave's school, and we can get it over to, we'll put it on our city website. We will put it on Nextdoor, and then hopefully you individual youth commissioners could spread it around Instagram or Facebook or whatever you use to publicize, and we can make it a successful event.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Ron, you want to explain like unfinished business?
Sure. Okay, so the unfinished business would be continuing the discussion on the Social Justice Scholarship Award and the program to connect students to tutors. So if I recall, we made some subcommittees. So would the subcommittees like to report on if there's anything new about that?
Well, I mean, you can go first, Greg. Or Paige.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna be like, Kate, would it be like a good idea for you to like say who was on like the commissions just in case? But McCoy, you got it.
Okay. Well, for the tutoring one, I wanted to do it with the school, but like for some reason, like the school isn't doing anything about it right now, so I don't know how to approach this now. I mean, I don't know how to like set up a website or anything, but yeah.
Which school did you contact, like LG?
Yeah, let's got us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I would just be like, make it like a Google form and then be there like, hey, like, are you interested in either being a tutor or a student? And then like get like, because it loads into like a spreadsheet and then like get who's in each spreadsheet and like link them based on like what subjects they wanted. And then you can just publicize that, like not on a website, but just on like people's Instagram stories or like Snapchat stories. So that when they swipe up, the form's just like there. But that's just an idea.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you make one, you can totally send it to us and we can definitely put it on our stories and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. And then who was the leader of the subcommittee about the social justice scholarship?
I'm looking at our meeting notes right now. So, for the scholarship, chairs were Kavya and McCoy.
I don't think Kavya made it, so I think we can just wait for McCoy and Kavya to present their ideas next time. Does that work, McCoy?
Was I but because I'm not in contact with whoever is like giving out, or like who's like the organization that deals with the scholarship.
So if I can interject, this is Steve, the city manager. I think the idea is to just create a framework and go out and look at other agencies. We provided a few examples for the commissioners at our last meeting of different programs and try to just look at the criteria. Do we want to have somebody write an essay about social justice and how they made a difference in their community? And what should be the award amount? We talked about that. I did get some more information for the commission, the youth commission, about the award. We're not allowed to award the money directly to an individual as a city entity, but we can award it to an agency of their choice. So, for instance, say the student wrote the essay or was chosen by the youth commission or whatnot to be the recipient of this award. A donation could be made to a charity on behalf of that individual or an agency on behalf of that individual. So that's, I think, a way we can resolve that. So they wouldn't actually get the scholarship or the money themselves, but they would do good for their community and support an agency, whether it was like a church or a group like Big Brothers or Big Sisters, or it was something like BLM or whatever their choices were. So there could be hundreds of them. So that was information we got from our legal department. Because we would have to give the award away to, because we're a city entity, to somebody that's like they call a 501c3 organization.
I have a question. Are we allowed to like talk about this scholarship thing on social media? Is that allowed?
I think the youth commission can use whatever resources they find or deem necessary to come up with the ideas and the concepts. I mean, I would think that among your friends, you can reach out and you can say, what do you think of these ideas? How should we go about building the framework? What should be the criteria? We talked about it last time, being open to not just Los Gatos High School, which is probably where most of you go, in Saratoga High School. I know you go to several different schools, but maybe it could be open to all of Santa Clara County, but sponsored by the city of Monte Sereno. I don't want to make things too complicated, but I also don't want to make them too narrow. So I was going to leave that at your discretion as a youth commission and try to, one way to go about these types of projects is to look for a model that already exists somewhere and then take it and kind of tailor it to your own, so to speak. It's not what I'm not calling it plagiarism, but I'm calling it, just taking ideas, using other examples and then creating your own from those other examples that exist.
Okay.
Tailor to our community.
Cool. I guess I would think we would have to revise like the name of it a little bit, just because I don't think scholarship would really be an appropriate name. I guess what would be the right word for it? Like
Donation or something.
donation, but like I like like compete for this donation. Maybe like a grant, because doesn't grant like
Yeah.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
suggest a
Or-
purpose for the money?
I mean, they would be the named social justice, award or recipient of the award, and the honor of receiving that is, I mean, obviously you could put that on a college resume, and I think that would be a very good thing to, write about. But you also get to, the efforts that you do, and if it's somebody who's already passionate and working in that kind of a line of work, or as a hobby, or as through their, faith organization or whatever, they would be able to get exposure. They would be able to bring the message to more people, and in honor of that, they would receive the honor, so to speak, the gold ribbon or whatever you want to call it, and then, of course, the funds would be kind of a token from the city of Monte Sereno to a charity that they would choose or recommend.
Cool. So I guess that means we're going with the word like award, because then like
Yes, I think that would be, between last meeting and this meeting, that would be our legal department helping us out on our end. When we introduced the item to you at the last meeting, we kind of just wanted to get the wheels turning and see if it was something the Youth Commission was interested in doing. And now that we are, we're starting to sort through the details, what they call the fine print.
cool. When it comes to naming, does anybody have like any ideas for like the name? Do you want to go like a more creative route, or do you guys want to just like straightforward like Monte Sereno Youth Social Justice Award type thing?
Honestly, I think that's fine. You don't have to get too creative with it.
Yeah, I think like the more straightforward. I mean, it would definitely be beneficial to have like the name Monte Sereno in it. So.
Yeah, my only concern is with going with a more creative name, people might like not understand what it is. Because I know a lot of the time, like if someone's like, oh yeah, I got the Brianne G. Davis Award, like colleges aren't really know what that means. So if it's called like the Social Justice Award, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, so she was awarded for doing social justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we could just do like the Monte Sereno Social Justice Award.
And that's something that you don't necessarily have to come to a conclusion about tonight. That can be what we call a working title. When an author writes a book, they have kind of a working title, and then when they finish the book, sometimes they say, that title doesn't really quite fit anymore. One idea I just thought of as you were talking is, I don't know if there's anybody in Monte Sereno history that that you can reference that did something outstanding, on behalf of social justice in our city somewhere, or was this, like a civic leader or something like that can be recognized. But that might be an idea as well, but that would require some research.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess the next steps on that would be, McCoy, you should get in touch with Kavya and start talking about like the outline, like framework, like what you think the requirements should be for this, and like how like people are going to submit their applications, how we're going to review them, what the timeline looks like for that.
Okay, we'll do.
Cool.
I have
Dave,
a question.
Oh, sorry, what?
Sorry, Vanya. I have a question about this. Is it possible if we can create a separate Zoom meeting link for this activity for like the 7 people to talk about it together?
Yeah. That would definitely be something that the chairs of the commission can definitely do. They can create a Zoom, I'm pretty sure, because it isn't a quorum, so it's fine. So yeah.
Yeah, that would just be under your like personal prerogative, like just like get together the email chain and like send out the Zoom links. Yeah, that's totally allowed.
So I think we kind of touched up on like committee/commission reports. And are there any commissioner comments or liaison staff comments?
I think you are all on the right track. I'm very proud of your efforts so far on this, and I think that creating that Zoom call among the subcommittee is a great idea. And then, as I mentioned earlier, feel free to reach out to others, friends in your community, and bounce ideas off of them. The more great minds you have working on it, the better. Like all projects, it would be nice to be able to have all this thing completed sometime in March, so it could be publicized through the schools and awarded, on behalf of an individual in May, or maybe earlier than that. I'll leave that up to you guys because there are the college applications and things like that. But it doesn't necessarily have to go to a senior. It could go to a junior or someone else. I mean, so that may not matter much. But kind of keep an open mind towards all those types of details, and it's really to bring goodness to the world. Just come up with that theme. What is the goal? It's to bring goodness to the world, right? So work towards that.
It sounds like you guys are on a great path. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with for the next meeting. And if you need any help or have any questions regarding Halloween, I'm here. Just shoot me an email. I'm happy to help out. You guys are awesome.
And I think with that adjourns our meeting at 7:29. And don't forget, our next meeting is is on November 11th. Stamp. Cool.
Bye, everyone.
All right, thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. We look forward to your flyer.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I'll definitely have that in by the end of the week.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.